A very good morning to you all. I'm here with little Ryan Scott. He's in his Sunday best with his little shoes and their navy and white check, and little, what I think is little bunnies on them, on the toes, and his little denim dungarees or overalls if you're in America, and a little shirt, his little shirt, which is a kind of dark green with little leaves, I think, and flowers, but he likes it, that one. He likes this shirt, don't you? And he's borrowing Laura's red cardigan to keep him warm because he hasn't got any knitwear to wear, so but he's happy as usual, aren't you? Happy boy? Yes, you're a little sweetheart, aren't you? So, right, now the real purpose of this video, apart from show you Ryan Scott, yeah, and hopefully cheer you up with his gorgeous little happy face, is to answer a question from Deirdre, from Deirdre's Reborns and Lupus Life. And she asked me whether or not I hide the depressive side of my illness, which is MS, multiple sclerosis, from my partner to protect him, or safe, spare his feelings, that sort of thing. And the short answer is no, I don't. To address that a little more in depth, I don't want to make this video too long. I have suffered with depression for over 30 years. So I was first diagnosed when I was 15. And finally, in 2012, I learnt something very important, and that is that the more you bottle up your feelings and hide them, especially from yourself, which you can tend to do when you're depressed, you pretend you're okay to everybody else, and you can end up doing that with yourself as well, and it bottles it up, and it just makes it 10 times worse in the end, at least. So now, having learnt that communicating my feelings is a far better way of dealing with it, and firstly, when I am feeling low, the most important thing is not to deny it to myself. It's to acknowledge it to myself and allow those feelings to be there, not try to fight them or push them away or to mentally beat myself up for feeling them. Which takes a lot of practice. So, no, I don't hide it. I'm not sure I could, even if I tried. Scott's very perceptive. And also, it's not fair on him for me to do that, because it will come out. It will come out in other ways, in frustration, anger, and the depression also causes feelings of worthlessness and gives you a lack of self-worth. It can even stem from that lack of self-worth, actually. But hiding those feelings only makes that worse. So open, honest and kind, considerate communication is far better to communicate your feelings, and particularly because men tend to want to fix the problem, i.e. take away the depression, and that's not possible. One way of, and they can end up feeling useless and helpless themselves and very frustrated. Not just men, but men in particular, I would say, in my experience. So when you've, to have that open and honest communication, you need to say, I'm not asking you to try to fix this. I just need, the best way for you to help me is just to listen. I just need you to listen. I just need to be heard. And also to listen to their feelings, how they feel about living with the depression as well, because they're living with it as well. If they live with you, they're living with your depression, and so therefore it's important to listen, but to their feelings, and discuss them together. Discuss both your feelings together, but not see it as a personal attack when they may voice their frustration about it. They might say, I wish you could if you're really suffering with depression badly, or just the illness, chronic illness in general, I wish you could get out of bed and spend time with me more often. Something like that. That's just something I'm pulling out the air to some extent, although yes, it is one of the things, Scott, it'd be nice if you came in the other room and spent time with me. That's not always possible when you're suffering with chronic illness, but there are days when you just can't do that. But on the days when you can, and you make the effort, they will appreciate it, even if it's not voiced. But it's also important to communicate to them that when you do something, when you do make the effort, and they see that they also acknowledge that, and if you point that out in a kind, respectful way, then you should find that they do that, because it's part of working together. With dealing with your illness and the depression. So that's just little. I mean, I could go on for a lot longer, but I really don't want to do that. So I am going to end this video now with little and say goodbye to you, and so is Ryan. Scott, he's going to say goodbye. Sorry, my battery's low and the warning's come up. I just had to put that out. He's going to say goodbye, and he wants to say he loves you all, and his brothers and sisters have asked him to send hugs and kisses to you all. So stay safe, keep as warm as possible, and if you're experiencing really cold weather right now, wrap up warm. Be kind to yourselves. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.